Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel, and today I want to share my story of how I learned English in just 6 months. I know it sounds crazy, but trust on me, it's possible. When I first started, I could barely say hello or how are you in English. But now I'm able to have conversations, watch movies without subtitles, and even write articles. This is how I did it. So why did I start learning English in the first place? Well, I was facing a lot of challenges. In my life, I needed to learn English for my job, to study abroad, and just to connect with people. I felt stuck because I didn't know how to start, and honestly, I was scared of making mistakes. But I decided to take action, and 6 months later, my life has completely changed. I'm here to tell you that you can do it too. Let's start with the first days. To be honest, they were tough. I didn't know where to begin. The first time I tried to speak. In English, I couldn't get more than a few words out without feeling embarrassed. I was afraid people would laugh at my accent or that I'd make too many mistakes. At first, I tried to attend some language classes, but they weren't for me. I needed something more flexible and something that I could do on my own time. So, I turned to free online resources like YouTube, mobile apps, and simple books. That's where everything started. The first challenge I faced was consistency. I wasn't used to spending time every day studying a language, but I committed to spending at least 30 minutes a day, even if it was just listening to podcasts or watching a YouTube video. Over time, it became a routine, and my brain started adjusting. 1. Passive and active listening. I spent a lot of time just listening to English content, not actively studying, but just letting the language get into my head. I listened to podcasts, music, YouTube videos, and even audiobooks. In the beginning, I didn't understand much, but I didn't give up. The more I listened, the more I started recognizing words and phrases. It felt like my brain was absorbing it all without me even trying. 2. Shadowing technique. One of the most effective techniques I used was shadowing. I'd pick a YouTube video or a podcast, and as soon as I heard a sentence, I'd try to repeat it exactly like the speaker. This helped me improve my pronunciation and made me more comfortable with the rhythm and flow of the language. 3. Learning phrases, not just words instead of memorizing. Individual words I focused on. Memorizing whole phrases. For example, instead of learning cat and dog, I learned phrases like, "What's the weather like today?" or "I'm going to the store." Learning these common phrases helped me in real conversations much faster than individual words would have. 4. Speaking daily. Speaking was probably the hardest part for me. I was afraid of making mistakes, but I knew I had to speak to improve. So, I started talking to myself in English, even if no one was around. I'd describe what I was doing or think aloud in English. Eventually, I found language exchange apps like HelloTalk, where I could speak with real people. It was nerve-wracking at first, but practice made it easier. 5. Writing every day, writing in English every day helped me improve my grammar and vocabulary. I started by writing short paragraphs about my day. At first, it was basic and sometimes wrong, but as I got feedback from native speakers, I improved. Writing about something I enjoyed kept me motivated. 6. Using apps and flashcards. I also used apps like Duolingo and Anki for vocabulary. Anki, in particular, was amazing because it used spaced repetition to help me memorize words and phrases. Every time I reviewed the words, they stuck in my memory a little better. Now I'm going to be honest. There were times I wanted to give up. Sometimes I'd get frustrated because I couldn't understand a movie or conversation. Sometimes I felt like I wasn't making progress. But there were a few things that kept me going. Changing my mindset. I realized that learning a language isn't a straight path. There will be ups and downs, and it's okay to make mistakes. I had to learn to embrace my mistakes and treat them as lessons not failures. Staying consistent. Even when I didn't feel like it, I kept my daily routine. Some days it was just 15 minutes of listening, but I kept showing up. Accountability. I told my friends and family about my goal, and they kept me accountable. I also followed language learning. YouTubers who inspired me and motivated me to keep going, celebrating small wins, whenever. I was able to understand a song or hold a short conversation, I celebrated. These little victories kept me motivated. Now, looking back, I'm amazed at how far I've come in just 6 months. I can easily have conversations with native speakers. I can watch movies and understand most of what's going on. I've even started reading books in English. At work, I feel more confident, and I can communicate with people from different countries. The most exciting part was when I had my first conversation with a stranger in English. It wasn't perfect, but I understood everything, and they understood me. That was the moment I realized that all my hard work was paying off. If you're watching this and feeling unsure about your language learning journey, I want to tell you this: you can do it. If I can learn English in 6 months, so can you. The key is consistency and the willingness to make mistakes and learn from them. You don't need to go to expensive language schools or hire a tutor. All you need is the right mindset, the right resources, and a commitment to daily practice. Remember, learning a language is not just about memorizing words. It's about immersing yourself, speaking, listening, and making it part of your daily life. So start today. Take one small step and keep going. You'll be surprised at how much you can accomplish. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on how to learn languages fast, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. I'll see you in the next video.